Shrim Rim Shivaduti Namaha.
Namaste everyone. So today we are going to talk about Saptami Tithi or 7th lunar day. And the goddess presiding over the 7th lunar day is Shivaduti. Shivaduti literally means the messenger of Shiva or a commander of Shiva's army. In some scriptures, in fact, she is called also the commander of army of Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. So you can see a lot of this, sort of peaceful warrior quality with Saptami natives. And again, it's very logical because that is the first Tithi or first lunar day governed by Saturn. Even in some of the Nadi scriptures, it is said that the signs ruled by Shani or Saturn in Vedic astrology are called Ishvaramsha, or the particle of Lord Shiva. So hence also the association with Shiva and Shani himself. Kala of the moon connected to Saptami Tithi is Driti or courage. And people born on Saptami Tithi are also greatly courageous, They may often have courage to do things that nobody else can do. Similarly, like a soldier, he has a courage to even lay down his life for his cause. And very similar quality, again, you can find with Saptami Tithi natives. They can be, this sort of peaceful warriors, or sometimes not peaceful warriors, and really just fight for whatever they truly believe in. So, as Saptami Tithi, similarly like Dvitiya or Dvadashi, is governed by earth element, these people really love stability and love grounding. They themselves are actually usually very grounded people, very down to earth and very practical too. So they really love practical things, they are not necessarily the romantic types. Saptami natives are also some of the most selfless people. In fact, divine quality associated with this lunar phase is tapasya, or the possibility to do the penance. So these are the people who can really totally forget about themselves, forget about their body, their bodily needs, and simply do whatever has to be done, to simply do their duty. So they also have this capacity to self-sacrifice, similarly like Shashti natives. But in case of Shashti natives, it comes into them through their own passion. While for Saptami Tithi natives, this selflessness comes simply, because they just want something to be done. So there's no ego attached to this. So dharma, or sacred duty, even righteousness, or justice, is unbelievably important for them. They will fulfill their duty and the tasks that they need to do no matter what. No matter how long they need to do that. And they don't consider it, again, like any heroic deed. They are usually very humble people too. So they simply consider that it is their duty to fulfill their dharma no matter what, and that this is their duty also to protect social justice or righteousness. They can be very sensitive to that, actually. Service is very, very important to them. In fact, very often they might not even find fulfillment in life unless they do something, like 100% selfless. So they can be great activists, they can be great, just doing some sort of charity, some sort of seva, some sort of selfless service to the divine. And they really have this, selfless approach. So very often, when you see a Saptami native who might be very dissatisfied in life, one of the things that they might really need, is to simply enhance their life or enrich their life with some sort of selfless acts. And they can become really, really fulfilled through that. Saptami natives always seek some sort of order in everything. They like when things are very well organized around them, and they can be actually great organizers. So if you have, for example, a very messy computer or loads of files or loads of data which needs to be organized in some way, Saptami native is the best person to do that work, because they really have this capacity to organize data, to organize information, in fact even to organize their life. They simply have this divine quality. Relationships are also very, very, very important for all Saptami natives. Not only partner relationships, not only partnership, but any relations. Relations with their family, with their friends, with society at large, and also relationships at their workplace. So these are the people who are very sensitive to that. And why? Again, Saptami Tithi is the 7th Tithi. So it does reflect a little bit the qualities of the 7th house. So these are the people who can go really on compromise with others, who can be very humble about themselves, who can be great in making any sort of agreements too. So these people have also the capacity to just be humble and just to keep their own needs a little bit more down, you know. So they can also be very, very understanding about other people's needs. And that's definitely the most divine and the most beautiful quality that Shani, the planetary ruler of this lunar day, is giving to them. But one thing that they need to be a little bit more careful about is that simply they don't forget about themselves completely, you know, while serving others, that they don't forget about themselves completely in their relationships, and then they don't go too much on compromise, because their kindness might be also abused, especially in workplace or in partner relationships. When it comes to Saptami Tithi natives and their habits, they need to be a little bit careful about that, because sometimes it might be a little bit hard for them to actually change their habits. So very often they might actually be stuck, you know, in some old habits, and it might be just hard for them to change them. So they need some sort of healthy daily routine. They really need to work on that, because if they don't have a healthy daily routine or some external motivation to actually have the job done, sometimes they might become a little bit too lazy. So that's also, again, the quality of Saturn, which can either become workaholic or completely lazy. This is the sort of people as well. So with Saptami Tithi natives, you may see that whenever they do their job, they do it full-heartedly. They are fully into that. But whenever they're resting, they're doing absolutely nothing, you know. So you can see these two extremes being present there. But they really need to take care of their daily routine, of their habits, of prioritizing things also properly, because otherwise it might manifest in some unhealthy way. So also addictions can happen with this Tithi. Saptami natives are also some of the most straightforward people. These are the people who won't actually hide, you know, the truth from you. They will most likely say it straightforward. But please don't judge them by their words, because sometimes they might find it actually hard to say the truth in a pleasant way. They even don't find this inner emotional need to, you know, wrap the truth in sugar, you know. They don't like to sugarcoat things. They really like to say the truth the way it is, which is why sometimes people might consider them a little bit ruthless, which is not true, because they are really sensitive. They just really like to be straightforward. They love to say the truth. Very practical people too. So like all Bhadra Tithi natives, so the natives of the Tithis of earth element, like Dvitiya or Dvadashi as well, these people actually might become sometimes a little bit emotionally shallow or on the surface. But it usually happens when the Tithi Lord is afflicted or where the moon is afflicted. So don't, you know, judge it just on that fact. So it's not that every Saptami native will be emotionally shallow, but I'm just saying that this can happen. So even you can sometimes see people from Mafia, you know, with that placement. And even in fact, the first serial killer, H.H. Holmes, he was also Saptami native, I believe. So because the goddess here is Shivaduti, or the messenger of Shiva, these people can be also great messengers. So these are the people who are very good in delivering message to other people, liaising with other people, making deals or agreements with other people. So they can also be actually great lawyers too. So whenever you have any important message to deliver, you can deliver it very safely through Saptami native. Simply because of their selflessness and detachment given by Shani, they are really capable to deliver the truth in the most unbiased way. Which is why even certain spiritual masters in fact are Saptami natives. Again, because they become Shivaduti, right? The messengers of Shiva, the messengers of God. So that was my short analysis of Saptami Tithi, or 7th lunar day. And if you would like to know more about Saptami Tithi, or your birth Tithi, or just Tithis or lunar phases in general, you are most welcome to order my ebook, Journey with the Moon, which is like 330 pages just about the Tithis and nothing else. You can also join me on my Patreon community, where we are having bi-monthly webinars on the topic of Tithis, usually at the moment. Or also very soon with Cosmic Insights, I'm going to have a 4-week-long intense course just about the Tithis in Vedic Astrology. Thank you so much for your attention, and see you next time.